Alrighty everyone, welcome back to another video of Super Slash. Now today we are going to do finally one of the videos that I've been waiting to try, which is basically going to be a Ninjago video, not Ninjago episode. Now, I'm not going to upload any episodes because I don't want to get copyright striked. So, we're going to basically share the history, talk about some stuff, and yeah, we got the episodes right there. And for those who are a fan of Ninjago and basically want to know when they do the release, currently we're on season 15 as of the time of recording the Seabound, and we have the first 6 episodes had that just released. But the good news is the season is going to be ending by the end of this month. So let's scroll on and see what we got. We got The Big Splash, which is the first episode of Seabound, and they're all 11-minute episodes, by the way, for those who want to know, not the 22 minutes that it used to be. And from pilots all the way to season 10, it used to been all the way 22-minute episodes, but ever since season 11, it changed to 11 minutes episodes. So yeah, we're in the 11 minutes, so Blake Splash, and by the way, this is supposed to be a Nia season. I will explain more because for those who do not know Ninjago, I will literally explain once I continue telling you. So Prince Kalmar is the villain of this season. So let me show you a picture of our buddy Prince Kalmar. There he is. So this is the picture of Prince Kalmar, or he used to be Prince Kalmar, but now he's known as King Kalmar. And of course, I don't want to spoil any of this, so why he becomes King Kalmar. But if you watch the Ninjago episodes of Seabound, which they are, by the way, all 6 episodes should be on YouTube. So finding these episodes are not that hard. So yeah. Let's move on. I'm gonna read all the titles and all that stuff before I go into telling you guys the characters and so maybe some spoilers, but like not some heavy spoilers because obviously I want you guys to enjoy and watch the episodes for yourself. But I want to make sure you guys have an understanding what this show is because I wouldn't want you guys to get confused because you guys may not know who Nia is or Prince or King Kalmar is right now. But anyway, continue. So these episodes have all aired. So now we're gonna get. So these are the episodes that did not air, by the way. So yeah, Escape from Merlopia did not air yet. These did not air. Sorry if, by the way, the video looks so small. Oh, there you go. I zoomed it in better. There you go. Now you guys can see it better. I'm pretty sure. Alright. Now then, it's so number 7, which is episode 7, is going to be Escape from the Merlopia. And Merlopia is basically a town or a city underwater. Now, this isn't really a spoiler. It's just basically just a city. But this is where the season will take place. The Tale of Bethmar is a character. Bethmar is a character, and I'm not gonna explain what specifically what he is. So yeah. The Storm Amulet. Again, I will basically let you all know about the amulet. The Storm Amulet, what it is. The Riddle of a Sphinx, which is supposed to be some sort of riddle, some sort of prank, joke. Paper Girl, there's going to be assumingly a random citizen. There's going to be a random citizen, which I already know the name of, but you guys will wait on because I'll put a spoiler warning in. Then if you don't want to watch the rest of the video, come watch the episodes later. Okay, Master of the Sea. Okay. Now it's talking about Nia, obviously, or someone else that you do not know of yet. But you'll find out soon. Alright, the calm before the storm. Sounds like something to do with the storm amulet, because, well, it says calm before the storm. And then there's attack on Ninjago City, which is assault. And Nia, there's something has to do with Nia, and then the last episode is Turn of the Tide. Now, these episodes basically are going to release on on Sunday at 9:30 in the morning Eastern to 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern. They're going to basically show the episodes, 2 episodes at a day. So, and then 2 days later, which is going to be Tuesday. I'm not sure when the UAK releases those episodes. By the way, I really, I'm, I don't know if it's 9:30 in the morning to 10 o'clock like it originally was, but I'm pretty sure. But it's going to be April 27th, which is going to be Tuesday. They're going to release two. They're going to release 2 episodes a day. So 10. So yeah, 9:10 is going to be on Tuesday. Um, then 11 and 12 will be on the Wednesday. And then 13 and 14 will be on the Thursday. And finally on the Friday, we will the season will end on the Friday with the last 2 episodes. So it's 22 if you consider 2 episodes together, or 22 minutes. So it's about 8 episodes, 22 minutes. So yeah, that's gonna be a good time. Now, you don't need to watch this season. I mean, you don't need to watch the other seasons to know what's going on in this season. Maybe you need to watch one season, but I'll get to that. And this season is what is on YouTube as well, but it's very much harder to find. But you'll probably need to watch this a little bit, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing gonna be bad. You could just watch this and you'll figure it out, basically. So yeah, so this is the season that you need to watch, maybe a little bit, but you don't necessarily have to. But it will give you a better understanding. Okay, now these are 4 episodes. They might be on YouTube, but I don't know. They might all be deleted, but there's a chance. So if you want, you can go watch these 4 episodes, because this is basically like a part 1, part 2, and this is where the storm amulet appears. And there's a little bit more history with the storm amulet. We'll see it again in Seabound, but now now that we have talked about basically season 14 and season 15 a little bit, we gotta go through the history of Ninjago a little bit. So that way you guys would understand. Now, I'll try my best to, when I explain stuff, not to spoil stuff, because this will be, but then again, I might have to spoil the villains, so keep that in mind. Maybe I'll try my best not to spoil the villains. So, we're gonna start off with the pilots. The pilots basically were only 4 ninja, not 6. You can think of this like Power Rangers, basically, almost. But with Power Rangers, you get only 5, and then you wait later for the 6th Ranger. But but in um, Dino Fury and some other Power Rangers, sometimes you start off with 3, and then you get 2 later. So it's similar to that, basically. So they're long between man. The first Spinjitzu master basically created Ninjago, and there had to be good and evil. Good and evil. They had to. If there was good on one side, there had to be evil on the other side. So the Overlord was created for the dark side. So the first Spinjitzu master had to divide the Ninjago into 2 to keep the evil on one half and the good on the other half to keep the balance. So, but now that we had this, Wu is basically Sensei Wu. Well, they had to stop calling Wu Sensei because for some weird com- countries, Sensei, I don't know what that means, but they had to call Sensei Masters. So you'll hear basically in the first few seasons, you'll hear Sensei Wu's name instead of Master Wu, but then in Day of the Departed and all that, you're gonna hear Master Wu. I still consider Sensei Wu to be Sensei Wu, not Master Wu. So I just ignore the word Master and just replace it with Sensei. So yeah, Sensei Wu and their Lord and Garmadon basically were fighting. Were basically when they were young, they were doing training katanas, and one day Wu threw his katana over the monastery, and he didn't want to get it, so Garmadon went in to get it, but then a weird little snake bit him, and that which turned Garmadon evil a few years later. So when Garmadon tried to steal the 4 golden weapons of Spinjitzu, Sensei Wu had to stop him and basically banished him to the underworld. So, and then when Garmadon went to the underworld, he basically took on the king at the time, Samakai, and then became the leader. And Samakai had no choice but to follow him. Him and the Skeleton Army, or the Skulkin, had to follow his commands. So the Skulkin basically was trying to find all 4 golden weapons, but there's a little side effect to that when they find the golden weapons, and when they finally achieve them, there's a little side effect to it. So yeah, that's the pilots basically, season 1. And originally there was going to be ending on season 2. So when I mention stuff which seems crazy like a finale, well, Ninjago was supposed to end at season 2. So in season 1, this was called Rise of the Snakes. Rise of the Snakes. So yeah. So in this season, a little brat comes along and basically comes and the ninja basically thought that he was Lord Garmadon. So the ninjas end up throwing Lloyd out of the village, out of a Jamakai village, or some random village, you can call it that. But, well, not necessarily they didn't throw him out, but they hung him, and then the brat got down eventually and released the Serpentine. But then one Serpentine member betrayed the brat and basically captured him. and released all the other Serpentine tribes. Now the ninjas have, and meanwhile the ninjas are have found out that there will be a green ninja and think that it's one of them. However, though, they were wrong, and there was only one, and but there was a new person who ended up becoming the green ninja. So yeah, after this, and then they had to, and meanwhile, and then I will not explain what the rest of the season is because that would just lead to more spoiler aspects. In season, all right, now then, season 2 is the final battle arc, basically. And again, it's not really the final battle because, well, that originally at that time it was. So the final battle arc, there was the filtery aspect, which not many people want to mention, but and then the second half of the season is basically the Overlord. The Overlord is the main antagonist and teams up with another villain who I don't want to mention because you might already might know who it is, but I don't want to mention just in case yet. Who teams up with another villain and basically controls an army who is indestructible. And the ninjas end up defeating him like usual, and then this was where the season, I mean Ninjago, would end. However, though, 2 years later, in 2014, we would have a season 3 called Rebooted. Get it? Because they're rebooting the series. So in this season is going to be a Zane season, and this is basically, and Zane has a new love interest called Pixel, and Pixel will be very important down the line if you watch the show. I don't want to spoil what she ends up becoming, but you guys will get it eventually when you watch everything. I'm not going to spoil everything. So, Pixel basically is an android like Zane, but and the Overlord has returned in this season and basically takes over all the tech and including Pixel and they and basically made ninjroids to fight off the ninja, and he was trying to steal the green ninja's, well, golden green ninja's powers. And well, and that's about it. I'm not gonna say more about that season because that would lead into more spoilery stuff. So then after that season, season 4, well, the ninjas go to an island to save a friend who they lost in season 3, which means I kind of spoiled it, but I didn't spoil who it is. So look, so the ninjas arrive in a tournament to fight off against elemental masters. Now, what's cool about elemental masters is because originally, back in the day, before they were revealed, people, including myself, thought the ninjas were special, that they could control their own elemental powers, that they're the only ones who have elemental powers. But we meet a lot of elemental power masters in this season, and down the line, of course. So, for example, we meet speed, we meet gravity, nature, and in this season, Kai um gets a relationship with one of them, which I have not mentioned, of course, but this season is very interesting, and it goes back against the Serpentine Wars. Now, the Serpentine Wars were very interesting because our main villain of that season, which is basically, I'm gonna probably just say the name. So if you don't want to hear the name, then you're gonna have to scroll through a few minutes. But this guy's name is Chen, and he is supposed to be funny and a little serious, and he literally manipulated the elemental masters to turn on them. Yes, you heard me. He literally got the elemental masters to turn on themselves. And these were the previous elemental masters, not the current ones that you see in season 4, the original ones. And they have managed to stop him, of course. The and the ninjas have to sacrifice someone to the cursed realm. But however, that leads into a problem for the next season. The next season is called Ninjago Season 5 Possession. And that's a cool name because it's gonna literally, you gotta remember that name, Possession, because there's gonna be lots of possessions in the season. Well, only one, basically. So, this main antagonist basically possesses the Green Ninja, and the ninjas, well, specifically Kai, Jay, Cole, and Zane, lose their elements of powers. And so now the ninjas have to stop this ghost who basically has powers of the wind. And this ghost general guy, I'll just name the name Moro, has relationship with Master Wu, with Sensei Wu. So Sensei Wu basically and Moro have a relationship, and it turns out that Moro was actually Sensei Wu's first student. Before obviously doing Kai, Jay, Cole, Zane, and the Green Ninja. I might as well just say the Green Ninja's name at this point. I just wanted to keep it a secret for a little bit because I didn't want to spoil it just in case. But alright, the Green Ninja's name, it was Lloyd, and that brat who was since season 1 who was basically hung up was Lloyd. It was Lloyd Garmadon. And he's the son of Garmadon, by the way. So, and now there's only one thing that can destroy a ghost: water. And this is where a new ninja, Nia, obviously, since I already kind of said it, is now joining the ninja team and practicing her water abilities. And while this is going on, we have a thief who's been introduced who is basically on neutral sides with the ninja. He's basically kind of half on the ninja side, half on the villain side, moral side. And this moral guy is trying to resurrect a beast to destroy the Ninjago City. And then that's it for season 5. Well, I want to describe. Then we're gonna go to season 6, Skybound. Ironically, basically, it's Skybound and Seabound has something to do with Nia and those seasons. Now, this season is basically going to be a Jay and Nia season. So, because Jay and Nia are a pair, and this is where they get their relationship back from basically some bad stuff that happens in season 3, which I don't want to mention, but it's nothing. It might be bad, it might be good, depending on if you want to watch it or not, but you guys will get it once you watch. So, yeah, this season has a Jin, basically. A Jin is basically going to be the villain of this season, who tries his best to wish the ninja all away, but needs one ninja not to be trapped, but needs one ninja particularly. And that's about it for Skybound. I want to describe that. Season 7 time is basically going to be. Wait, I just skipped Day of the Departed. Yes, we have Day of the Departed. So, Day of the Departed is basically. Let's see. Where's Day of the Departed? Day of the Departed. It's right here between this one, season 6, But yeah, Day of the Departed is basically, just give me a minute, I need to go through this. I mean, I could tell you guys about the Dark Island trilogy, I mean, as well, but it seems like they wanted to. The creators of the show, Tommy Anderson, basically doesn't want to up the bring up characters that has been released. Uh-oh. We'll have to deal with this little ad thing. But yeah, this is basically the season. Day of the Departed. Ooh, scary. And this season brings back a lot of resurrected villains at the time. But a few get left out, which is very, very interesting. That's about it for the season. Next up, we got season 7, Hands of Time. Hands of Time is basically the seventh season, and this season has 2 elemental masters and this time it's 2 twins who control time. And so and these guys have some relation and have some sort of part in the Serpentine War as well. And so it's up to the ninja to stop their plan of controlling all time and possibly find some history about Kai and Ia's parents too. So that's it for season 7, and now we move on to one of the good seasons. Well, I like the season, in fact. Sons of Garmadon. So, I might as well say, Super Slap, isn't Garmadon still around? Because you explained that he's still around. You didn't say he was gone. Well, I might as well reveal to you guys, well, since, just in case for those who didn't want to be spoiled earlier, Lord Garmadon is in the departed realm currently, and so the Spike Gang is going to try to resurrect him and bring back the evil parts. So, and this biker gang, led by Mr. E, Kilo, Ultraviolet, and one secret member, which you'll find out, you probably already know by now. I don't want to spoil who the secret final member is, who's basically technically the one in charge of all of them. Is basically sent them to get all the Oni masks. There's 3 Oni masks. Vengeance, the Oni mask of vengeance, deception, Oni mask of deception, and hatred, which is all fittingly part of Lord Garmadon's personality anyway. So, and then you obviously know what happens, and Lord Garmadon, the ninja fail, and Lord Garmadon came back. So that's it for Sons of Garmadon. But actually, Sons of Garmadon does something pretty cool. The ninjas lose, and Garmadon wins. So the ninjas end up half of the ninjas are in the Oni realm, which is basically which is the first realm. There is actually 16 realms which are connected to Ninjago. Now this one is a little tricky because people get confused if it's 16 or 17. So, yeah, that's about it. The ninjas are in the Oni realm, and then the ninjas in the Oni realm have to take on a villain called Iron Baron. and using their dragons and basically with with a helpful person who was a villain originally helps them out. And meanwhile, in the Ninjago city, Lord Garmadon is leader right now at the time, and basically wants to get his son, wants to find his son Lloyd. I don't know what if he wants to destroy him or not. It's not really clear. He just wants his son at the time, Lloyd, and basically outlaws green for some reason, which is also pretty cool. So the elemental masters, some of the elemental masters from tournaments of elements, comes to help out the ninjas in the Ninjago city, which is basically, which I don't want to spoil the team as well either. I don't want to spoil who's on which team or who's on and who's not. So yeah, the ninjas basically in the Ninjago city basically have to resist Lord Garmadon's rule, and they eventually destroy. They eventually stop him. They don't destroy him. He just and and they take Lord Garmadon to jail. And that's it for the season 9 Hunted. Now we move on to season 10. Season 10 is basically called March of the Oni, which is a fitting name, and you'll find out more about the Oni and throughout seasons 8 and 9. But I will not explain what they are. They're basically the only thing I'll say is they're warlords, and that's all I can say. And Lord Garmadon wants to help the ninja fight off and defeat the Oni, which eventually happens, and then we move on to season 11, which, yikes, this season, if you guys are not a fan of filtery stuff, if you're a fan of filtery stuff, this is the season for you, but there's a lot of filtery stuff, and it's not fun. Trust me, there's an anime episodes. I honestly, you guys can I would recommend you guys to watch it at least once, but tell me if you guys like it or not, season 11. Now, there is some good stuff to season 11. So, yeah, let's basically explain the plot. The ninjas basically accidentally unleash a serpentine member, which is weird because there should be another. There wasn't. I thought that the serpentine already were unleashed, but nope. They forgot to unleash one more, and her name is Aspira, and is looking for the treacherous deceiver, which is very obvious. You guys will figure out who it is eventually. So the ninjas basically split up, and some of them tried to stop this Aspira from trying to reach the person who they were trying to search for, while the others ninjas travel to find some friends of the species. Again, I don't want to spoil who they are because that'd just be a sad if I just do that. And yep, that's it for the first half. And then the second half, they're basically looking for their friend Zane, who got zapped by a scroll, a dangerous scroll. And in this path, we basically meet our new villains, the Ice Emperor and Vex, who has taken Zane as prisoner. So Lloyd goes on his own to try to get to the Ice Emperor's castle to free Zane, while the rest of the ninjas at the time just keep the village safe. But then the Ice Emperor sends his dragon to freeze the whole village, which moves the ninja on to following Lloyd a little bit later. Meanwhile, Lloyd meets a shapeshifter woman who basically wants revenge on the Ice Emperor. So, and then Lloyd gets captured and basically being brought to the Ice Emperor. who discovers something shocking, and basically that's all I can give for the description. All I can give, honestly. You guys know how these seasons ends probably. So season 12, time for Prime Empire, and this one was an interesting one too. They chase an old villain that they met in season 6 in prison, and you'll find out in that season why they went to prison. The all the ninja basically just, and they get some sort of RVC, some weird tape thing, and then one of the ninjas accidentally activates it, and because of that, it starts to trap people in themselves. So it's up to the ninjas to break out of Prime Empire and stop this new mysterious AI villain. So that's it for season 12, Prime Empire. Season 13, we are in Master of the Mountain, and this season basically the ninja get an invite from King Vangelis to celebrate Princess Vanya's birthday, and the ninjas find some mysterious stuff in the mountain and themselves, and meets a new villain called the Skull Sorcerer. And that's about it for season. And that's about it between pilots to season 13. Now, the movie is non-canon, but you can watch that. I'm not going to spoil the movie for obvious reasons. And that movie is much different than the show, so don't expect it to be canon to the show. It's a lot different. Not even the same voice actors, but there were some Ninjago writers who worked on it though. And that movie is basically, not a lot of people like it. It's a good movie for me. I like it. Season 14 I already explained because we have the keepers who basically will show up again. So that's about it between season 1 through 14, or pilots seasons 1 through 14. So now then we can move on to basically a little bit more, and this is your kind of your spoiler warning now, because now we got descriptions for the remaining episodes. So if you've enjoyed all the descriptions that I've enjoyed, then you can just scroll all the way to the end of the video if you don't want to be spoiled. Near the end, maybe like a few seconds there then, but okay. We're gonna go and click to this one, and I'm gonna give my thoughts to this. Yes. And this, it's gonna be removed. Okay, now this one is basically they're going to be aided by Bethmar. The ninja fight their way through the palace to the Hydra bounty and must escape Kalmar's forces. But in the extended, which is a lot more detailed, using their scuba respiration repertoires, the ninjas survive the palace flooding but are pursued by ripper sharks. However, Bethmar comes to their aid and leads them to the hangar bay. As battle breaks out, the ninja launch the Hydra bounty. A chase through Merlopia ensures as Kalmar and his forces try to shoot down the bounty. The ninjas narrowly escape, now with Bethmar as their new ally. So, if you don't want to know who Bethmar is, please do not listen to this part of or do not listen to the spoilers again. This is your last warning before I spoil who is Bethmar. So Bethmar is actually the son of the King Trimar, or King Trimar, which is and Trimar basically gets killed in the last episode. Yeah, on screen. He gets literally killed on screen, which is crazy. I wasn't expecting that. So Trimar basically has also a son named Prince or King Kalmar at this point. And Kalmar is a pretty much evil, hateable dude, and I just love that. Like, he is so far getting better, being better than Asphira, the Ice Emperor, Vex, the Skull Sorcerer, Unagami. And definitely Chief Mamadas. He's literally becoming better than those, and he might be the best Wild Brain villain in this. Maybe not the best villain, but I'd say he's definitely getting the best, being the best of this season. So the Hydra Bounty is basically another ship which they use as a Destiny bounty. It's like the Destiny's bounty, but it's like another ship type. So yeah, and Kalmar literally destroys his dad on King Trimar on screen, and basically Bethamar is the adopted brother to King Trimar, and King Kalmar literally turns the ninjas into the fugitives and says that they killed King Trimar, and the ninjas were there at the time. And some of them basically are still not there. Like Kai and Cole are not there. They have some or other stuff which we don't know what they're going to be doing, but we can kind of assume because of these descriptions, but we do not know exactly know. So yeah, that is it for this description. The Tale of Bethmar. Now, this one is going to be doing some is going to have some backstory to this. Okay, can't get rid of that one, so I'll have to leave it on screen. Sorry. The tragic tale of Bethamar is revealed. A tale filled with treachery, betrayal, but also a glimmer of hope. A flashback tells the tragic tale of Bethamar. King Trimar finds Bethamar as a baby and adopts him as his own, and as Bethamar grows older, he tries hard to earn his brother's affection, but Kalmar has no interest as he's obsessed with finding Wajira. Kalmar eventually betrays Bethamar's trust by tricking him into swimming through dangerous several events to find Wajira's temple. Wajira is a giant snake which has been in season 8 she was mentioned by Nia, but he or she was called Wahira, not Wajira. It's still weird. I know. I hope they explain why it was called Wahira and they didn't stick with that for the seasons 14 and 15. Now, and Wajira has the powers of, and the first magician master was not able to use the powers of water and wind. So Wajira actually has those powers, water and wind. So yeah. And that's amazing and interesting. So yeah, this is it. And now the storm element time descriptions. Let's read it. And then obviously have my thoughts. And also let me know if you guys like this video idea. We'll try to do more of these down the line. Okay, let me see if I can get this one out. Okay, thank you. Alright, now, Nia and the ninja race to obtain the Storm Amulet before Prince Kalmar can obtain it and use it to awaken the Doomsday Serpent Wajira. But in the extended, the ninjas return to the Island of the Keepers to warn them of Kalmar's plan. They convince the leader, which is basically Chief Mamantis, to allow them to take the Storm Amulet to Ninjago City to proceed keeping, but discover that the amulet is fake, smoozing the clutch powers behind this. The ninjas rush to the sub, only to be ambushed by Kalmar, who learns the real location of the amulet and destroys the sub. Oh, And what they mean by sub, they're not talking about the Prince. They're not talking about not Prince. The Hydra Mountain. They're talking about some random sub they're gonna be getting eventually within these episodes. And Clutch Powers basically was revealed in a movie, but then he came into Ninjago's lore in season 11. People did not like this guy in season 11. I would say that. Season 14, he's okay, but in the first two episodes at least. In the second episode, actually, he doesn't even arrive in season 14, but the first episode, he was fine. But then in the third and fourth episode, he is not that good. But he is definitely better in that season than season 11. And the reason why they're going after the Storm Amulet, or Kalmar's going after the Storm Amulet, is because he wants to get rid of all the surface dwellers who basically are humans, basically, because Prince Kalmar and his, well, Murray guards and Merlopia, they literally survived. They were before the first Spitznaz Master, and they literally ruled over the human world. But then, obviously, later they went to the sea, the endless sea, and they need both amulets to awaken Wajira. The Storm Amulet, which was revealed and seen in season 14, the island, and season 15, the Wave Amulet, which is basically the Water Amulet. But they need both amulets to awaken Wajira, and this mysterious warrior need, I think, taken off one of the amulets. So yeah, Kalmar is searching for the Storm Amulet because they already have the Wave Amulet. So he wanted to know where the amulet was, but he eventually finds out. Not sure how he finds out, but we'll see throughout the season. The season's gonna be continuing soon on Sunday. It's gonna be exciting. Maybe I'll make some videos talking about what's gonna happen on Sunday, or maybe Monday. We'll see. It's gonna be exciting. Oh, this season's gonna be amazing. I can tell you all that already. The first 6 episodes were fun. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next one. Now this one has to take place in Ninjago City, and basically Ray is basically Kai's father, who is played by the same actor as Kai, who is basically Vincent Tong. So Kai and Ray are both played by Vincent Tong. And Maya is basically with Nia already. You know, Maya's Kai Nia's mom. So Maya is basically with Nia, obviously. Pixel is also with them too. This Pixel is obviously Samurai X. I did warn you guys that there would be spoilers in case you guys continue to watch through. So don't be surprised that I've spoiled some of that. So yeah, Kai, Ray, Colin Wu, and Misako receive Nia's warning and rush to the Explorer's Cup to retrieve the amulet, specifically the Storm Amulet and they successfully answer a riddle to gain access just as Kalmar and his forces arrive to battle for the amulet. Meanwhile, on the island, Bethamar encourages Nia to try using her powers in a surprising new way, giving them a chance to return to Ninjago City. Yeah, see. So Kalmar destroyed their sub, so this is, I think, where Nia is going to unlock some more of her abilities. It's like gonna be like Cole's Spinjitzu Burst, but now Nia is gonna use her powers to get them off the Keeper's Island. I think they're still on the Keeper's Island. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they are still there. That's it for number 10, and we're gonna move on to Paper Girl. Now this is gonna be Now Antonia is gonna come back, who is basically friends with our buddy Lil Nelson. King Kalmar attacks Ninjago City to obtain Story out, but runs into an unexpected obstacle, the form of a determined young paper girl. And then the head paper girl, Antonia, has decided to quit since nothing she does makes any difference. makes any difference. Nelson is dismayed to hear this and tries to convince her not to give up. They come across Kalmar, battling the ninjas for the storm ammo and must escape with the ammo to keep it out of the tentacles. During the battle, Antonia and Nelson save Kai's life, proving that everyone can make a difference. I'm not sure about this one. This one seems a little interesting. What the story's gonna go on here. Can't say much on this one, but here is where a lot of cool stuff start happening. This is literally it, the coolest part. This is like the getting close to the finale, because obviously it's 16 episodes. So. Nia learns the history of the Storm Amulet. Wu Kai, Cole, Ray, and Misako try to prevent King Kalmar from escaping the city with the Storm Amulet. Bethmar tells Nia the tale of Nead, get it? Nead, and how she defeated Wajira. Now, this is part we've seen basically a little bit. We've saw the story in the episode 1. But however, though, Nia wasn't actually there, so I mean, Nia did not see or hear about this story. But we saw a little bit. At the same time, back in Ninjago City, Master Ru, Kai, Cole Ray, and Misako attempt to keep Prince Kalmar from making off with the Storm Amulet. Nia and the others arrive just in time to turn the tide of the battle and drive away Kalmar and his forces to secure the Storm Amulet, or do they? Judging by this, you know Kalmar is going to take the Storm Amulet already. And it's going to awaken Wajira in this episode. And then we're moving on to the next one. Okay, the Doomsday Serpent, or Jira, emerges from the sea, ridden by Kalmar himself, and nearly collapses a small fishing traveler in the process. In Ninjago City, Galantis emerges from the water with a dire warning. The ninjas, revealing that Kalmar has awakened Wajira, and they're on their way to the city as the citizens in Ninjago scram to leave the city. Wajira and Kalmar arrive. Now, remember, I'm going to say this again. Wajira has water and wind power, so because Wajira has those powers, Wajira is gonna use the wind power to move all the water and probably flood the whole city. That's my idea what they're gonna do. Not sure exactly. I mean, what else you could do? I mean, it's wind and water, so you just have to flood the village or flood the city. And apparently Galantis, who was working for Kalmar, is now siding with the ninjas. Apparently. I'm not sure about that, but we'll get more information down the line. But remember, Bethmar is the only one who we kind of know already why he's siding with the ninjas. The reason why Bethmar will probably side with the ninjas is because he promised his father before he died that he would help the surface dwellers and destroy Kalmar, obviously. Kalmar and Wajir arrive in Ninjago City, bringing forth the tsunami that floods the city. Yeah, I was right, but maybe they're gonna do some sort of tornado or something cool like that. The ninjas leap into action, rescuing anyone unlucky enough to be left behind trapped. And even Dareth springs forth as the brown ninja to help. And by the way, Dareth is not actually a ninja; he just calls him that. So, and now Dareth is people do not like. Some people don't like Dareth. Dareth's alright. I mean, he's not being annoying yet, but we'll see. Wajir attacks the bounty and crashes it into the water. Jay's subcar is damaged and sinks to the bottom with power, and Nia joins the battle to face Kalmar head on. Ooh, very scary. And okay, wait, no, there's 15. That's episode 15. Sorry, almost forgot that this was I thought this was the last episode already. And now, episode 15. Overpowered by Wajira, the ninjas retreat to the NGTV building to regroup. After being rescued from underwater by Bethmar, Jay is in bad shape after having swallowed too much water. Nia is unable to draw it out and contemplates a decision to save Jay. She may never able to come back from. Ooh. Now, I remember the show creator, Tommy Tommy Anderson said that we should be scared for Jay. It's going to be interesting to see how we're going to be scared for Jay. Now, this last episode is going to make people very upset. So, and this is literally the final episode, so it gives out a good description. So, if you don't want to be spoiled on the last episode, this is again your final warning to click off the video, because this final episode description might make you cry, and it might even make you cry when you actually watch the episode when it releases next week. This is gonna make everyone upset. I might actually start crying, but I'm trying to try my best not to. And I already seen these descriptions already, but I'm giving out my ideas here. Okay. Prince Kalmar and Wajira battles Nia, while Bethamar and the other ninjas do their best to help. Eventually, Kalmar's temper finally rankles Wajira, who turns on him and devours him whole. Just as she turns on the ninjas, Nia fulfills her destiny and pries the amulet from Wajira's head, defeating her. However, it's too late for Nia, who says goodbye and dives into the ocean. Now, here's going to be something the interesting part. Nia basically is going to. Now, Nia basically is going to either be dead or is going to be stuck in the ocean where she has no choice but to be in the ocean. She's not gonna come out and be like, "Yeah, I defeated Wajira. I'm gonna be in the ninja team now." No, she's not. She's going to be either dead or she's going to be stuck in the ocean and she has no choice but to control the ocean. And Tommy Anderson said that this was going to be a heartbreaking ending. This is going to be very sad, and I can't wait to see how this plays out on the TV, obviously. Well, TV show, obviously. It's going to be very interesting. But after this episode, there is going to be presumably no more seasons this year. Not sure what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure this is the last episode in the last part for the season, which was originally supposed to be in the summer, not even this early. But man, and Nia is, by the way, one of the main characters of the show, like one of the 6 ninjas. And they did something similar to this with, again, another spoiler, Zane. They literally did almost exactly the same, but with Zane. They usually don't they don't kill off anyone besides robots usually. Zane was basically a robot, so it was fine that they wanted to kill him because he was a robot. But Nia is not a robot. She is a human being. And if they kill her off, and they make her stuck in the ocean, or instead she just has no choice but to control the ocean to make sure that nothing bad happens again. Oh boy, this is gonna be. Oh man, this is gonna be so sad or so interesting. Gonna be a very interesting episode. But with Zane, they literally kind of teased him off to be alive after in the end of reboot, and then in the beginning of season 4, they had to find Zane on Chin's Island. But here, the ninjas know that Nia is saying goodbye to them and dives into the ocean or is getting killed. I'm not sure what they're elaborating on, but prepare to cry on April 30th. If you guys love Nia so much, prepare to cry because this is gonna be the episode you're gonna cry the most on at the end, and be in shock of how could they do this to her. But that's it. That's pretty much it for this video. Actually, this was a very good long video on Ninjago. So So yeah, I hopefully will. If you guys like this idea of a video, this Ninjago video, then let me know, and we'll continue trying. I'll try my best to continue doing some of these videos for everybody. Since I'm also a Ninjago, YouTuber, and I suggest you guys to watch the other seasons if you have not already. If you have watched all the seasons already, then just continue, get ready for some of the episodes coming up. Like, again, you don't need to watch the pilots through seasons 14, but I mean, you kind of do for season 14 because you might not know who the characters are and why they need this and where the storm amulet is. But so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this long video. I know I should really not make these long types of videos, but it's Ninjago. I love it, and just for this ones, we're gonna make it very long. And this is the first Ninjago video anyway I'm making. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll Ninjago it out of here. Ninja. You guys gotta remember this one, by the way. Ninja go!